Season 3 of Chefs and Deliciousness starts right now. Woo!
Woo! There we are. We're back on again, Ron. Chef Jacob, thanks for coming today, buddy.
No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. We are here for an edition of Treys Chow Down Live, and we got Chef Jacob from Seven Doors Kitchen Cocktails in the Colony, Texas.
Yes, sir.
I call him Smiling Chef Jacob, though. Every time every time I see you're smiling.
Yep.
I did an article recently. I put Smiling Chef Jacob, and hope that didn't offend you.
No,
but,
not at all. Love it. Love it.
We're going to talk a little bit about local news real quick. This next month, or actually now, March, we've got our best barbecue in North Texas coming out. I've also added a few of my barbecue picks for Austin and the Houston area, and one in San Antonio that I really like. So that'll be coming out in March, and that's a deal. You know, we eat barbecue all year long.
Love it.
And with COVID though, it was everything just I kept changing dates and working and mixing. I mean, you had to really change and pivot to make it work.
Yeah. Yep.
My over-the-top article already came out. If you like over-the-top big Texas-sized dishes, did you see that?
Yes,
yeah, you did. Yeah,
some good stuff on.
Good stuff. They go from 1 pound to 3 pound dishes, and I tell you, the restaurant, the chef. It's at TreysChowdown.com. Go to the blog section, and it's there. It's a big blog. It's called the Over-the-Top Texas Dishes. And our best burger article comes out for 2020 next month as well. And somebody might have one of those in there. All right, now for some national news. Real quick national news. I want to talk a little bit about what's happening in COVID. Last week I talked about the sales and who was up and who was down. And what was funny is that the biggest increase I could find was Wingstop. They were up 20% over the previous year. Isn't that crazy?
Wow, that is.
During COVID, I think because they could just deliver a lot more, and people were home ordering. Yeah.
Yep.
Now I haven't seen the numbers from Pizza Hut or Domino's or anybody, but I'm sure some of those guys probably up too. But
yeah, I'm sure.
Wingstop was killing it, man.
Crazy.
And then the decreases went from 40% to 70%. Can you believe that? I mean, if your sales decrease 70%, how you still in business?
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you've got a friendly banker.
Yeah.
But here's the problem they have is that if you borrow that money, you got to pay it back.
Yep.
So you're playing if you're going to pay back $300,000-$400,000, that's 10 years, man, and still have money for operating capital.
Yep, exactly.
Woo, boy. And in the fast food segment, the one that was up the most was McDonald's. Shocker, right?
Yeah, right.
Isn't that a shocker? But as I said last week, I want to say one more time because I want y'all to support local restaurants. It's very important. The total overall loss so far was $240 billion, and 110,000 restaurants closed and 2.5 million jobs were lost, and that hasn't all been regained back yet. Wow. Luckily, your restaurant, I mean, y'all picked it up. Y'all did good, and a lot of restaurants around here. I'm shocked. A lot of restaurants did well, but we had a lot of closings too. Yep. But you know what I told everybody when this thing started is that I knew that even though some restaurants closed, there was going to be people that walked right into the old restaurant and didn't have to change much, and that's what they've done. Some of them just walked right in.
Yep.
They had, do some face changes stuff.
Nothing
major. Uh-uh. All right, so now we're going to get into it with Chef Jacob and Seven Doors. I want to say 7 cocktails all the time. I say everybody 7. So no, it's not 7 cocktails, 7 doors, and I've been up there a bunch.
Yeah. Yep.
So I love the concept. And I'm going to talk a bit about the concept, and then we're going to go into where you're from and everything. I just saw your tattoo. What's that tattoo on it? No, the other one. That one right there. Where is that? That's a chef. That's a chef smoker. Yep. That's cool. Yep. Where'd you get that?
Back in Denver.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's right. You're from Denver. That's
Denver.
right. Yeah.
Yep.
You know Justin Bronson?
I do know of him. But
he's there in Denver. He's a big guy now, and my earpieces keep coming out. He's a big guy there in Denver now. He makes a lot of great food. Okay, so you are from Denver. You moved down here. Let's talk about where you grew up and how you got started. Where are you from originally?
So I'm originally born and raised Denver.
Okay.
Yep. So been out there. Grew up cooking. So I loved to do with my grandparents, my parents, everybody in my family loved to cook. So
that was awesome.
Second I had the chance to go to culinary school, I went out to culinary school and started my career out there.
I had some Dairy Queens. I had one in Alamosa and one in Montrose.
Yep. I have family from Alamosa. So.
Yeah. Oh, do you really?
Yep.
I was there 10 years. I moved when I originally moved. I moved there for I had a house down in Towson, but I moved there. I moved there for 10 years. It was a whole different country. Let me tell you.
Yep.
It was way different.
Yeah, I visited down there, but never long.
St. Louis Valley, baby.
Yep.
Hang on. I'm not saying it right. St. Louis, I'll never say it right.
St. Louis Valley.
Yeah, I'll never say it right.
Yep.
So how old were you when you first started cooking?
Well, I started cooking at 18 with Richard Sandoval Restaurants. had the opportunity with him, worked there for a little while at La Sandia, and then moved on with Concept Restaurants, Kevin and Diana Brown, who I work with now.
You said La Sandia.
La Sandia, yeah.
La Sandia.
Yeah, he's got a concept out here called Toro Toro and
Oh, that's him.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So he's how many restaurants does he have?
He's got so many, I don't even know. I know he's grown even more since when I was with him.
Yeah,
so,
Toro. I like Toro Toro. That's a new one down in Fort Worth.
Yep,
They've been about a year now.
Yep.
They closed for a little while,
then
back
reopened. Yeah.
It's a nice concept.
Yeah.
I'm not real. I'm fond of everything they do except the steaks. There's so many great steak guys in Texas. It's hard to.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's good, but it's just
a lot of competition.
A lot of competition.
Yeah.
So you started in Denver. How long were you in Denver?
Born and raised. So I moved out here about a year and a half ago. So
Okay.
Been out there 29 years.
And where'd you go to culinary school?
Johnson & Wales University in Denver.
Johnson. Okay, so you went to school in Denver, so you didn't have to go anywhere. You didn't go see everything.
I was going to school while I was starting my career with Sandoval Restaurants.
Oh wow! So that's fantastic because you got to apply what you were learning at the time.
Yep, exactly.
Which was easier to learn. For me, that'd be
easier to learn because you're doing hands-on,
See?
and you learn a lot more outside of school in real life, working that line with. Tickets you need on fire or whatnot. So
yeah, I tell her about all the time. You can go to culinary school and you can read books and you can watch YouTube videos and stuff. You got to learn
nothing like it. Nothing like it.
You got to get in there and even if you're a home cook, you got to get in there and just do it.
Yep.
Ruin some
make
dishes.
Mistakes. Yep.
Yeah.
Make mistakes.
Ruin some dishes. Throw some stuff in the trash can.
Yep. Restart and do it all over again.
What was your favorite thing about culinary school?
Culinary school, I think learning techniques and whatnot. The true, the traditional way, not, you do things different at home, just like cooking. Everybody looks at a recipe and you make it your own, but learning the true technique of many things was great.
Do they teach you how to, and then I ask this all the time because I've been, so many chefs have been that chair now, they've been to CIA and all these other places.
Yeah.
Do they teach you how to be creative, or is that creative just have to come from within?
No, it's got to come from within.
Yeah.
Yeah. They show you the tools, they give you the tools and the needs to do it, but the creativity's got to come from.
I've been in this so long now, and I can just tell. When I see a plate or something's plated, I can tell whether someone's got creativity or not. It's crazy because I can go to a lot of major restaurants now, and I can see where, and I've seen it where chefs have just taken dishes from everybody else and put a little twist on. They didn't really create the dish themselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. So I growing up through the many restaurants I've run with Kevin and Diana and out here, a lot of the recipes have been recipes that we've created or other chefs that I've worked with in the company, and we've just put little tweaks on them as we go and change them up a little bit. So
was Kevin the guy I met at Widow Jane, the whiskey dinner?
Yep.
He's a little thin. He's kind of thin.
Yep.
He don't eat his food. He's too thin.
Right? Don't look like it. But he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, I know he does. Yeah. So how many restaurants do they have?
Right now they have one in Denver and one out here.
Yeah.
He had other ones that he was partners with,
Yeah.
and they've kind of started to move out here a little bit more.
Well, his restaurants obviously are big and they're high volume. They're nice.
Yeah.
So you went to culinary school. What was when you left culinary school? Looking back, what was your favorite thing about going to culinary school?
I met a lot of the instructors were a lot of great chefs that I still have connections with. Now, little things you can ask them and turn around because I don't know everything in the industry. Nobody does. You always can learn more. So
every day
it's nice to reach out to them, and they may ask you for something that they don't know about or whatnot. So
I watch, because of what I do, I watch all day long. I tape or TiVo, whatever the hell you want to call it, all kinds of food shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't watch them, but I'm on the computer doing all my stuff. I listen to them because you there's no way. There's so much stuff nowadays. You can't stay up with trends, new dishes, new restaurants, new chefs, new techniques. If you don't just listen and watch.
Nope, exactly.
You have to.
And with social media too, it's just growing and growing and every single day.
8 to 10 hours a day, every day for me.
Yeah.
It gets annoying. Yeah. I think my girlfriend sometimes wants to throw my phone in the trash,
Right.
but that's just the business I'm in.
Yeah.
So when you left culinary school, you were there. How long did you stay in Denver before you came out here?
I was in Denver for another 18 years after that.
Oh, a long time.
Yeah. So
I moved out here. You honed your craft there.
Yeah.
So when you were in Denver, your weather in Denver was kind of like, because pretty much every year in St. Louis, it was pretty much the same way.
Yeah.
Did Denver, lots of snow, little snow, it kind of fluctuate quite a bit?
Yeah, it fluctuate. You get some little bit here and there. You get a lot every now and then. Spring storms were big out there. Just was hit or miss.
Here, even rain affects restaurant business.
Yep.
In Texas, Oklahoma, Mexico, rain affects.
Yes.
Did weather affect restaurants in Denver as much, or were people just used to it?
Not as much. Rain especially didn't affect business. Snow, if you got a couple feet, it would start affecting business. But I mean, the rainstorm we had last night, we could just tell right there that affected business right there.
Yeah. Well, if that had been snow as much rain as we got, that'd have been a lot of snow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
a lot of
man.
rain. Yeah.
Hey, what happened with y'all last week with the weather? Were y'all just open?
No, we had to close down. We were luckily we were able to save some food that we could and donate the rest of it to a local North Texas food bank and charities.
Did you have
us.
insurance for that, or did you have to eat it?
You
don't know?
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah.
Big operation.
Yeah.
Hey, is that guy still there that I met the first time I went over there, the manager?
No, he's not.
Okay.
No longer, no.
I didn't see him there. So
Yeah.
last time I did, so I didn't see him.
Yeah,
I'm like, well, he must be hiding if he's not there.
Yeah.
So you left Denver, you came down, you went to work for Kevin. What's her name?
Diana.
Diana.
Yeah, so I worked for them out there.
Okay.
And when they told me about this project out here, I had just gotten married. And my wife and I were looking for something different. So
Yeah.
he approached us with the opportunity to help design and build out the restaurant. And I took it and ran with it. And we moved out here a year ago in January.
So you helped design the kitchen. You designed the kitchen?
Yes.
And in the order that you want everything to flow?
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep. Yeah, we have crazy things from sushi machines and whatnot. So we got a whole machine that creates our sushi for us.
Your menu there is. I'm gonna plug Seven Doors a minute. That menu, your menu at Seven Doors Kitchen. I mean, that's something kind of big.
Yeah, it's a big menu, very eclectic.
It's very eclectic, but it's also. And I have tried everything from the apt sushis and everything else, all the way up to the steaks and the burgers. And I mean, it's just phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you.
I've never had. I mean, I've never had a bad dish there yet.
That's good to hear. Appreciate that.
Now, what was that? I don't know. You were busy that night, but I'm trying to remember now. I ate so much. I tried something that was real popular. I have to.
Crispy broccoli, maybe.
I don't know. So I have to do the show. It'll click.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know. I remember it. But anyway, so how long did it take y'all to open that place?
I think we were under construction from ground up, a little over a couple years.
Oh, yeah, it had to be
because
a
half
long
the way that the Grandscape built that development is our restaurant's actually suspended over that grotto over there.
Yeah.
So we're actually floating. Most of the restaurant is not on land. Only about 10% of the property is on land. The rest is floating over that.
Okay.
Yeah. So they added that grotto, and we had, structurally they had to look at a few things.
Oh,
and
I
then
didn't know
COVID
that.
hit during it. So that was a plus and a minus. It helped us give us a little more time to build it out and get ready to open.
You opened up in the middle of COVID. You opened in July last year, right?
June.
June, yeah.
June, yep.
I was close.
Close, yeah.
I'm close.
Month off.
My memory's not that bad. I haven't had that much whiskey.
Right.
Yeah, it was the concept. Seven Doors is neat because you actually have the doors in there.
Yeah, so there's 7 1800 French colonial doors throughout the restaurant, gates up front, and they're beautiful doors.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's funny. I know. First of all, the restaurant's big.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yep.
But it's eclectic and it's beautiful. I mean, it's just beautiful to look at. It makes you feel good to be in there.
It does, and it's nice because it's open, but it still has its own. You can find the bar area. It has little different areas throughout the building.
You also have those booths I like.
Yes, in the corner.
Those super cool booths.
Yeah.
They're like they have an archway.
Yep.
But the whole booth is all by
Yeah,
itself.
it's about a 9-10 person booth.
Yeah, and you have 2 of those.
Yep. Right next to each
Yeah,
other.
basically it's a private booth. It's your own booth. It's like you're in your own little la land.
Yep.
You can eat,
You're all
drink,
by
do
yourself.
whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be loud. Don't matter.
Yeah, it is. It's sound deafening too. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Whose ideas were those?
Diana. So Diana is the designer of the whole property.
Okay.
So the whole restaurant. So
That's a neat deal. And you got that huge table too in the middle. I like
the big round.
the colors. The restaurant's just cool.
Yeah.
And we're gonna a little bit later on. We're gonna roll some footage that we made. So it'd be cool.
Awesome.
So y'all do your menu there. Let's talk about your menu. Let's go from start to finish.
Yep.
Your menu. Let's start with the appetizers.
Yeah. So menu, we got a lot of small plates. Anything from fried clams to fried calamari, Korean beef tacos.
Yeah.
Mussels, so got a little bit of everything. And number one appetizer is our man candy.
Yeah.
Every table's got to get that.
If you read my article,
Yeah.
you know what I said about that? The best damn man candy I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
And I asked you about that process. So I want we'll talk about the process when you bring it in because the process is cool to me.
Yeah.
So you've also got so you have a bar menu. Right, you have a bar menu, and then you have a regular menu, or is it just each menu?
We have a full menu, and
Right.
then we have the cocktails on as well. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So at the bar, I've had the sushi and some vegetables, and other things.
Yep.
But the cool thing is that you can be in your bar and you're actually separated from the restaurant, kind of in a sorts of way.
Yeah. You can be separated, and then you still get full menu on that side as well.
So how'd you learn to do sushi?
I loved it my whole life growing up. Never really did it hand on. Started doing it a little bit, and then we decided instead of going through Sushi Chef to get this sushi machine that we have. So we actually went out to LA, did a training on it, and you fill it up. It spits your rice out. You put your nori on, put your ingredients in, push a button, and it flips it and rolls it for you. All you have to do is
That's
cut
why everything looks so perfect all the time.
Yep. Keeps consistent.
Yeah.
Keeps it consistent.
Hey, when you're selling a lot of, you sell a lot of it there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of it.
Sushi in the last 15 years has just gone through the roof. Why do you think that? I mean, it used to be, no, I don't want sushi. Now everybody wants it.
I don't know. Especially with, COVID, I've seen it go crazy right now. And, it's hard getting seafood in, but, some days we don't have it because it's not coming in daily.
Yeah. And it's got to be fresh. You're not going to do it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine because I've tried to figure that out, but everyone's getting it.
And you see it everywhere. You even see it in freaking gas stations.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
No.
No, sir.
Nope.
Have you seen that commercial? They have a commercial now,
really,
where they go, "This is as sure as me eating gas station sushi." Yeah. And then in a few minutes, and then you see his stomach's growling.
Yeah, I wouldn't do this to the gas
There's no way it's fresh.
No.
I ask when they say, "Oh, they bring it in every day." No, you don't. No, you don't. No. There's no way they're going to package it up, bring it. Ain't gonna happen.
No, it's a process. Sushi's a process. Yeah. You're making the rice perfect, seasoning it, filling it, and everything. So
how long does it take? Yeah, because even if you have it in the machine, you still have to make all the ingredients to put it in there.
Yeah. So everything's done. We have the machine that washes the rice, cooks the rice, and then we season the rice through a machine as well. So it's consistent. The rice is made every single time, exactly the same. And then my kitchen staff and cooks come in and prep all the ingredients, and they have a cooler full of everything prepped out, so their tuna, their salmon, everything like that. So a roll by hand, a couple minutes. You could do a roll in less than a minute probably.
Yeah, and sushi is and your sushi is good. Now y'all, I guess you make all the sauces you put on there.
Yep. So everything's made in house. Between our chilies, we take them, we dry them, or their dried chilies, we grind them up and everything like that. So
what is your most popular item at the bar that you sell?
I would say the crispy broccoli and the man candy.
Oh yeah.
People hear broccoli and they like, oh no, broccoli, no. This crispy broccoli.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah, knock your socks off.
Yeah, that's what I had. That's what I had.
Peppercini aioli.
That's what I had.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when I was eating, people on both sides of me, one guy I leaned over and I saw him out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, what is he leaning over? Does he like Janet or something? What's he leaning over? Right. And he said, what are you eating over there? I said, broccoli. He said, I don't look like broccoli. I said, oh, it's good.
Yeah.
That's
what people say. I mean, I have people go and their kids are like, I don't like broccoli, and their parents are like, try it. It's like a French fry. And next thing you know, they order another batch for their kids.
Yeah, I've always loved broccoli.
Yeah.
That and broccolini both, but broccolini used to be popular with all the country clubs.
Yep.
Back when I was a kid.
It's still every now and then it gets his run, but yeah.
It's why has it never really got a?
I don't know. I used to use it in the hotel in Denver all the time.
There we go. Hotel, country club, same thing.
But out here, it's not even a stocked item.
Yeah. It's kind of like the stepchild of the broccoli or the vegetable world or something.
Yeah.
So what is your let's talk about your dinner menu. I've seen it a million times, and what is your favorite thing on that menu to make?
Favorite thing on the menu to make? I got many of them. The rollatini's great. We've got a crispy eggplant. Yeah, crispy eggplant rolled around ricotta, mushrooms, and spinach with a little bit of marinara smoked provolone on top. And then my go-to always to eat it, just because I love to eat it too, is the prime rib and the 70-30 burger.
Oh yeah. Well, you know how much I love 70-30 burger. You know, because I put it in the thing. You know how much I love it.
Yeah, that's the go-to.
Yeah, isn't that funny? So your man candy bacon is, which I love, and then now what do you pair? Like, do you ever pair stuff with that man candy bacon, or is it just because you sell so much of it there?
Yeah, I mean, we try to get every table to start with it, because if you haven't tried it, you got to.
Yeah.
And then we have our barrel aged old fashioned, which has got man candy in it as well. So that man candy will go with anything. Any cocktail.
I had 2 orders of it. It was just the texture was just. I mean, well, let's tell her about the process, because the texture to me, I tell everybody, and it's probably wrong to me, but it was like eating a candy apple, but it was bacon.
Yeah,
Make sense?
And I've had like 3 people tell me that since you've said that.
Okay.
Come in and say the same thing. So
okay.
Yeah, it's just a 1/4 inch thick cut Daly's bacon.
I wonder if they read the article.
Yeah, right. Probably. Yeah, 1/4 inch bacon that we make a molasses, sugar, and chili flake and black pepper rub.
Right.
Lightly put it on top, and then you start baking it at 350, and every 10 minutes you start rotating that pan, making sure it cooks, and start slowly pulling pieces off that are done. Somebody has to sit there and watch it the whole time. You can't let it go because it'll burn. Once it burns, it goes quick. Yeah.
What's the whole process? Cause do you cure your own bacon too, or do you get the bacon?
No, we get it in. Okay. We go through so much bacon.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the space to cook.
Yeah. So how long does it take start to finish to do your main candy bacon?
I'd say start to finish probably 45 minutes.
See, that's
45 minutes.
A restaurant your size.
Yeah,
that's a lot of time,
especially when you're going through Friday night,
when
Saturday
that line's humming.
Yeah.
How much do you go through on a Friday night?
I would say we go through about 100 pounds, maybe.
Are you serious?
Bacon.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no idea you did that much.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I know it's good, but have you watched it increase?
It has increased, yes. It has increased a lot, and we also utilize it on a lot of our salads and whatnot. So instead of getting regular bacon on your salads, you're getting a man candy chopped bacon on there, and a few other appetizers.
So what is the salad? Because you had it on there when I was there. What is the salad I had that was so good? I had at the whiskey dinner.
Well, that was panzanella, cornbread panzanella salad with a poppy seed dressing.
Yeah, that was delicious.
Yeah.
My God, it was good. So when you're doing the man candy bacon, because it's shiny. It looks like a candy apple. But if you go get man candy bacon, other places it doesn't look like that. So how did you just get that from the ingredients you're using?
I think a lot of it has to do with the fat that's in the bacon too.
Okay.
Once you cook that bacon, you let it sit down a little bit. You'll get that layer of fat on top, and then we just hit it with a torch right before it goes out to kind of give it that.
That's where you get it from. Yeah. That's the torch, the old trusty torch trick.
Yep.
That works well, doesn't it?
Yep. The best.
That's some creme brulee fans.
Exactly.
Do you use a salamander to cook the bacon, or what do you use to cook?
No, we do it in just a convection oven.
So your oven must be big.
Yeah, it goes through a lot. Oven sits probably half the day cooking bacon.
Have you ran out yet?
I have not.
Oh, that would not be good.
No, I try not to. That's our number one item. I'm trying not to run out of that one.
So what's your favorite dessert that you make?
Key lime pie. We make a house key lime pie that's phenomenal.
I haven't had the key lime pie yet.
Key lime pie. The brownie, gluten-free, flourless brownie. Everyone here's gluten-free and they're scared to try it, but it's like a nice warm fudge brownie with salted caramel ice cream on it.
What scared to try it because it's gluten-free?
Yeah, because they hear gluten-free, so they're like, oh.
Oh, see, people are so. That's it. That's just not. Come on, man.
No, you can make. There's a lot of great gluten-free items.
It's like people tell me they won't eat vegetarian food. Let me tell you something right now. I can go to a lot of vegetarian places like the one at Trinity Groves and eat vegetarian, and you really can't tell.
No, not at all.
No, I mean some is just really delicious.
Yep. Yeah, I know. I get quite a few people coming in and they say, "Hey, I want a vegetarian item or a vegan item. I'm vegan or vegetarian," and they assume that they're just going to get a bed of lettuce and some sautéed veggies.
Yeah.
I mean, we have so much stuff in our kitchen that is vegetarian or vegan. From black bean patty that we make in house, our marinara. We keep stuff out so that we can keep it vegetarian and vegan. So.
I think it comes from when you and I, about 20 years ago or 25 years ago, vegans, the stuff they ate was not what it is today.
Nope.
And I mean, it's changed everything else in the culinary world the last 15 years, man.
It has. Yep.
It's crazy.
The things they can do with it, vegan Caesar salads and whatnot. Those are some of the best Caesar dressings I've had.
I went and had spaghetti. Someone said, "Hey, I want you to go try this place. It's in Fort Worth. It's a vegan restaurant now. He's got 3 of them." But I said, "What? Have you lost your mind? I'm going." He said, "Just come try it." Man, I couldn't tell. It was good.
Yeah, they make some good stuff.
Man, it was good.
Yeah.
So do you have vegan stuff on your menu, or is it you by special order?
We have a vegetarian item on. We have a couple of vegetarian items on the menu, but I have items in house that I can create vegan dishes.
Cool.
So I've trained some of my staff to be prepared for that when they're ready to hear it. We can make something that way. We're not just giving them a salad or whatnot.
Put your vegan hat on, boys.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Do you change your
Keep
outfit?
the butter out.
So where do you derive your creativity from? Like when you go to make a dish, when you go to make something new, where do you get your creativity from?
I mean, social media and Google are your friends. Sometimes you just got to look. If you want to do something with, say, pork tenderloin, you just look at some pictures and then take that from there and watch a lot of shows and whatnot, and then just put my spin on everything like that. Yeah.
I guess it's nowadays it's creativity is it just comes from all directions.
Yeah, it comes from sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and have an idea, write that down, and the next day just go in the kitchen and start messing with it, and it may change 100%, but it all starts from there.
How long does it take you when you create a dish? How long does it take you for the dish to come out? Like when you start thinking about a dish, how many times you have to make it before do you think it's right?
I'd say between making it and plating it up and making sure I like the plating of it, it could take 4 or 5 times before I'm finally like, yes, this is the one I love.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's first try, and I'm like, take a picture, and that's what we're going with.
Hey, have you ever made one and tasted it and go, what the hell is this?
Oh yeah, many a times. That doesn't work. I gotta figure that one out. Get rid of that. Let's just throw that away and nobody needs to know I tried to make that.
What the hell was I thinking?
Yeah, all the time. It happens.
Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah. I mean, this is the way it works.
Yeah. Well, especially because there's so many different flavors that people are blending together now. You know, you can have so many different cuisines and make something out of mix and match cuisines that you think it sounds like a good idea, and then put it together and you're like, no,
the profiles don't work.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like why when they design new cars and motorcycles, they do it with clay. Yeah. Why? So they can just reform it because it's not going to work the first time.
Yep, exactly.
I'm telling you. So you're on your, I want to go back. I want to ask a question about your sushi and your fish. What other items do you have on the menu besides sushi? You have any fresh fish? Because I haven't had any fish at your place.
We've got grilled salmon and rainbow trout.
Okay.
Yeah, rainbow trout.
Do you get, and how often do you get that stuff comes in fresh every day?
Every day. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Every day. Our tuna. Number 1, tuna, big eye.
Big eye?
Yeah.
Where's that come from?
Hawaii.
Oh.
Yeah, Hawaii. So salmon, Scottish salmon we use for our Scottish salmon, so nice high fat content on it.
Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing how it's changed, how you can get seafood overnight? They can just talk to the guy on the boat or the dock, whatever, and get seafood.
Yep.
Man, I remember 20 years ago, you go to these places like in Montana, they say, we got fresh seafood. No, you don't.
No, you don't. Let's be real. Come on.
Yeah, no, you don't. You know what I mean? You're like, they don't, but they still put fresh.
Yeah.
Well, fresh frozen.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
If you're lucky.
Yeah. Yep. So we get it in, and COVID was hard. We were out of some of our fish because it would come in and our purveyor would say, nope, we're not taking that. It's not to our standard. So even before it comes to our door, we have our high standards passed on to our purveyors and whatnot.
So, and you've obviously done a great job there. Have you watched even during COVID, have you watched your business increase? Yeah.
So we opened in the middle of it all,
right.
So once everything kind of started to close back down again, it's amazing how much support we've gotten, especially in that Grandscape area. And it's just been growing ever since. As long as we can get this weather to stay.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? We had COVID and all of a sudden that storm was like, what in the hell can happen next? Yeah. I just didn't want to say because I was like, something might happen.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my God, we'll get a flood.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my Lord.
Yeah.
I think someone upstairs is trying to shake or rattle everybody up a little bit. Yeah. Tell everybody quit sinning.
Yeah, something.
So what is your overall your favorite dish there at the restaurant? If you had to walk in and eat that dish all week long, what would it be?
I'd say prime rib. It's one of the best prime ribs I've made.
Well, you love that stuff, don't you?
Oh yeah.
We
got that herb crust on it. We got that herb crust on it.
Oh, yeah, that was what I saw on there.
Yeah.
Oh my! I've never seen the whole one. I've all seen the slices.
Yeah, the slices of it.
That looked like a trip to Deliciousville right there, baby.
Oh, yeah, always. The fried clams too. Appetizer fried clams. We soak them in a little condensed milk, so they got a little sweetness and the cornmeal crusted. I love it all.
So how do you get that? There was a bark on that prime rib.
Yeah.
And so a lot of prime ribs aren't cooked like that. What's on that? What's on that bark?
So I worked on a rub for a little while before we even came out here, and then that rub we got made for us out here as well. So we get it shipped out from I have a spice company out of Denver that makes it right now, and they send it out, and we make that rub with a little bit of olive oil, put it on there, and slow cook that.
So how many times a day do people come up to you and go, man, I love that prime rib?
Oh, I would say almost every table that I talk to that has the prime rib loves it.
Do you get out of the kitchen and go walk around?
Oh, yeah.
That's super important.
Yeah, love to talk to everybody
out there. It's important.
And to show my support for them as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
For being out for us.
I think you had two things going for your COVID. Well, you had three things. Your restaurant was big. Mm-hmm. So you could even if you took people out, you had a lot of space. You could space it out. You had a great location, and you were something new.
Yeah,
so
exactly. So thank everybody.
Yeah.
So
I'm telling you what. So what do y'all have coming down? Now we had that whiskey dinner.
Yes.
You have some other stuff. Let's talk about what you got coming up.
So we got coming up. It's a Chef's Patio series.
Right.
It'll start next month. It'll be a dinner every month for the next 3 months. Next month will be beer, burgers, and brats.
Yeah, I think I'll be there for that one.
With live music out on the patio. It'll take up. We have a big patio that overlooks a grotto and whatnot. Right. And then we will do springtime wines and snacks on the patio the following month.
Okay.
And then May we will do tapas, tequila, and tacos. Tapas, tequila, and tacos.
Woo!
Yeah. So and everyone they'll be able to vote on the best tequila. There'll be a couple tequila companies there. There'll be 4 local breweries at this one coming up next month.
So when you say outdoor in the patio, I want everybody to understand is not you don't have a little old 4-chair patio.
Oh no, this is a 120 20-seat patio.
Yeah.
It's a big
It's
patio.
beautiful.
Yeah. Great views. Looks over a nice flower planted area.
Yeah. That's nice. Yeah, because sometimes you say patio, people go, wait a minute.
I don't get a patio.
Yeah, not good.
No, we've got a beautiful patio.
Yeah, we do, don't we? Hey, Ron, is our a guest here? Okay, good. So I've got some stuff I want to show you. I want to show a little short video here of kitchen. Perfect. Of 7 Doors Kitchen Craft Cocktails, and then we'll be right back. So roll that video, please. 7 Doors Kitchen and Cocktail in the Colony with Chef Jacob is slinging some delicious eats, craft cocktails, sweet treats, and great drinks. Check it out. 7 Doors Kitchen Craft and Cocktails in the Colony, Texas. And we're back again, Harry, and we have a new guest, Chris. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, buddy. How's it going?
Good. Chris Dempsey's here with Widow Jane, but you also you have other things that you do too. What's the name of the company?
Yeah, so Samson and Surrey is our parent company, and we have 6 small craft brands that we represent.
Cool.
Whiskey, gin, tequila, and mezcal. So yeah, we cover all the good bases.
Awesome. And I really enjoyed this when Jacob and Chef called me and asked me to come out there. That whole dinner was fantastic. You were fantastic. Sometimes you go to these things and there's not a lot of entertaining stuff. Man, you had the hand rolled cigars, you had the whiskeys, and you didn't have just one whiskey. I mean, it wasn't one drink. It was a drink with every course, which was really cool. Yep. Talk about that a little bit, because I can't remember them all. You had like 4. Was it 4 or 5?
So we actually there was 2 whiskeys used. The Widow Jane has. So it was the Widow Jane 10-year bourbon, and then the Widow Jane Applewood Rye.
Okay.
And then 4 cocktails, I believe, a welcome cocktail, and then course cocktails with a sample of each on the side. So
yeah, it was really good. That was the one thing. That was the first time I'd been to one of your whiskey dinners, and it was fantastic. That's how I know the next 3 are going to be fantastic.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Are you involved in any of those, or is it somebody new every time?
No, they're doing, as far as I know, they're doing a different whiskey every time. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So you put the best out on the inaugural. That way, everybody's got to catch up.
Okay.
Got high standards.
That's good. That's good. What was your favorite thing about the dinner? Because that dinner was long, but it was entertaining. What was your favorite thing about it?
You know what? I think watching people bid for the charity was probably really great for me because it was helping out the first responders.
Sure.
And then the entree course I thought was beautiful. Yeah. If I still ate meat, I was like, yo, this is one of those things that's going to make me eat meat again. Because it was sexy. Yeah,
let's talk about that, Chef. That was a big piece of meat.
Yeah, it was a brisket. So slow braised brisket, and then we cut a nice chunk out of it on top of sweet potato puree and bourbon barbecue.
Barbecue.
Yeah. Widow Jane barbecue.
I got you, didn't I?
Yeah, he did. I had to think about it.
That's all right, man. Sometimes you use so much stuff, you have to think about everything you do, right?
Yep, exactly.
And the hand rolled cigars, those are really cool.
Yeah. He did a great job.
Yeah, that's Sabino. He's a friend of mine. I actually met him whenever I was with the Four Seasons many years ago, and we did an event, and we hooked up at that point. And so I've tried to, like, if I do like events like this, I'm like, oh, I'm hitting up Sabino, man. He's he hand rolls everything. And you can tell quality stuff.
I love it. It was a great cigar, man.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I got 2 of them, but I took one to Mexico with me.
Yeah.
That was great. So tell everybody real quick about Widow Jane, because I really like the whiskey. Tell everybody about Widow Jane a little bit.
Yeah. So we're out of Red Hook, Brooklyn. Lisa Wicker is our head distiller, blender, and president of the company. She does a masterful job whenever doing this, right? So she blends 5 straight bourbons, no more than 5, and no less than 10 years in age. And then at that point, we take water out of the legendary Rosendale limestone quarry to proof our whiskey. Now, you're talking about some really hard yet flavorful, sweet water, right? If you know anything about the Rosendale limestone mines, they literally built New York. They built the basin of the Statue of Liberty. They built the Grand Central Station. It built the Brooklyn Bridge. So very significant, this limestone. But whenever they stopped back in the 30s, when people went to the cheaper stuff, they left these giant caverns. So filled up with this beautiful water. 2 times the mineral content of that of Kentucky. So anytime you drink any of our whiskey, you'll feel this really beautiful velvety mouthfeel with these really big, bold layers of flavor that you might assume would come from New York anyways. Yeah. But it's bridged really well with that water, right? And the flavor that comes from it. So it's just, it's an amazing whiskey. I drink a lot of different whiskeys, and this is definitely one of my tops. It's been in my top 10, and now that I get to work for them, it's it's my top. I'm going to be a little biased on this one. It is my top.
I remember your speech that night, and a lot of people, some people pay attention, don't pay attention, but I remember it had the velvety feel and stuff like that. It's got to be, it was good.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a lot of hype behind stuff, and you go, what the hell is this?
Right.
But it was very, very good.
Yeah, that's for me, it honestly really is all about that water and that mouthfeel.
I was just fixing to ask you, do you think the water has that much effect on it?
100% I do.
Okay.
And I drink a lot of mezcal as well.
Yeah.
So, you talk about water sources, and you can tell whenever you have a deep well water versus river water or et cetera, right? So, I think, along with fermentation and yeast strains and open air fermentation, whatever the case, all of this adds to the terroir of that whiskey. And I believe, water has a big addition to that.
How long have y'all been down here in the DFW market?
It's been a few years now. I think we were down here before I started with Sampson and Surrey. They were here for maybe about a year or 2. And then I came on, and we've just kind of grown it exponentially. I mean, I'm not going to say it's because of me and my cool beard, but maybe it might have a little something with it.
Yeah. That's why you 2 work so good together. Y'all worked really good together that night.
All right,
y'all
thank
were
you.
in sync, and it was cool. It was a great
Right
deal.
on. Appreciate it.
So we have got some great food here, and we're gonna let the guys bring in. Y'all brought some food over here, and I don't know, do you have a chance to look at all of it they brought in there? Oh my gosh!
I haven't. I was watching y'all. I was mesmerized by the gentleman's class y'all have going on.
Yeah, so they're gonna bring some great food in here, and I'm excited to see it. So, which one is this? Is it the other Widow Jane?
Yeah. So that's our charity bottle. 100% of the profits go to 2 relief programs for hospitality. So we're the only company that's doing that. It is our 10-year, but it is at 100 proof. So if y'all see this, definitely pick it up. It's for a great cause. It literally every single penny that comes off of that bottle goes to help restaurant employees. So
awesome. So we're bringing some food here now. This is going to be fantastic. Look at that sushi.
Oh yeah.
Well, I like to feature stuff. I like to put stuff on my. I like to put stuff on my. Really, they found this for me, and it just keep them coming. Look at this. Okay, so what we got here? This is obviously a sushi. Which one is this?
The mango salmon roll.
That's the one I've had. Yeah.
So fresh Scottish salmon, mango, cucumber, delicious.
It's absolutely beautiful. I've also had this one right here. This one right here you were doing. This one right here. Which one is this?
This is a sweet potato roll.
Yep.
So it's a tempura sweet potato with a little unagi sauce on top of it. That's one of our big sellers too.
Look how big that sushi is right there. My gosh.
So this one here,
this looks like something out of a Texas chainsaw massacre.
Yeah. So the owner Kevin was in Hawaii and had the musubi poke ball, and the wife could never say it, so we call it that sushi thing. It's that sushi thing. It's a
wait. Tell me the story again now.
So the owner was in Hawaii,
right?
And he was eating this at one of the hotels, and it's a musubi poke ball. So it's fried. It's sushi rice stuffed with tuna poke, deep fried with furikake on the outside. And
with what?
furikake.
What is that?
Rice seasoning.
Okay.
I can't even say it right.
I would never be able to say that.
I can't even say it right.
You know, we're all not saying it right.
Yeah, exactly.
We're like a bunch of drunk guys drinking whiskey trying to talk about sushi.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah. So it's now called the sushi thing, so that way people spikes your interest. And
Cool. That's awesome. So it's called that sushi thing. That's a great way you got the name. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll set that right here. There we go.
Oh, baby.
Okay, now we're gonna set that right there. But I want y'all to look at this now, right here. This deal right here. We'll set that right there. I want y'all to look at this right here. This is that prime rib he talked about. I'm gonna pick this up. You can see this this bark on this bad boy. I just love the bark on that thing. Look at that. I'm getting hungry just looking at that. That just looks absolutely fantastic. So, and your baked potato, is that a twice baked potato?
Yeah,
What is
twice
it?
baked potatoes. Yep.
You just can't beat that, can you?
Nope,
Have you
everything
had
was
this?
I have not.
I can't
It
believe you
looks
hadn't eaten this. Oh, that's right. You just
I don't really eat
Yeah.
meat. So, and it's funny because I'll go into, some cats restaurants and I'll see some of their food, man. I'm like, I really want to eat that. It's gonna turn me back.
I can just when he was bringing it in, I got a whiff of the aroma. It was a lofting in there as it came around. Oh my gosh,
Smell the garlic and everything.
that's just meaty Deliciousville
Yeah,
to me. I
it's
mean, that's just a beautiful. I mean, that's just it's a sexy piece of meat. Is what it is.
Yeah.
Kind of like me. Let me have this. This is the burger I put on, and this burger is fantastic. This is that burger that you make that is just so, and you make those fried string onion rings there.
Yeah, so this is our 70-30 burger that's in-house ground, 70% beef, 30% bacon. It's got a sweet pepper jam on it, crispy onions.
Yeah, you can see it right there. Look at that. Look at that bad
delicious.
boy. Man, look at that. Whew.
Can we get those onion rings on anything?
Yeah.
Like you'll just serve them on the side?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can eat those, right?
Yeah, I'll get down on them.
Yeah, and you make these. Do you make your chips too?
Yeah, house chips. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just crunching the camera, which is absolutely fantastic. So, this is served all the time, correct?
Yep.
But it's on the brunch menu too.
Yeah, on the brunch menu, we do it as a hangover style. So
That's the
brunch
one.
menu, it's got a egg on it, hash brown. So it's just a little bit bigger.
Nice.
Yeah, a little bit bigger and thicker.
Yeah.
That's the one I talked about. So, which one of these sushi sells the best?
Spicy tuna roll, number one sushi thing. That sushi thing. Every
just love
table,
that.
every table sees it and wants to try.
I love that story
Yeah.
because look at it. It looks. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just.
it. Size of a softball before we fry it. So
This could not be a starter because most people that would be all they could eat.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd eat that. You couldn't eat that. Go eat a
I had
prime rib.
I had a table one night to eat 2 of those, and I was just like, wow, good. Wow. Glad you love it.
My gosh, that's just fantastic. So, Chris, when y'all were doing for the did you go there before and pre-stage for that whiskey dinner, or I mean, y'all also pre-planned for it?
Yeah.
So did y'all try all the drink stuff beforehand, or what would y'all do?
Yeah, I think Victor, their bar manager, actually created the cocktails, and he went through them, and we communicated, and he's like, "Oh, this is what I'm doing." I'm like, "Yeah, man, sounds banging. This is what it's paired with." I'm like, "Yeah, let's get down for sure."
yeah,
because it's doing it. Everything they're doing is justice to everything, right?
Yeah.
They're highlighting every aspect of spirit and food that needs to be highlighted at that time. So that's why I really love that spot, man. It's really cool.
Did you pair it with all of it?
Yeah, so what Victor did is he came up with drinks and I came up with menu, and then we went through and we tasted everything and we tweaked everything a couple days before.
Yeah,
to
because
make
I'm sure
it was
some
good.
things were like,
Yeah, some of them, once you tasted, say, the sauce on something, we were like, no, this needs to be tweaked a little bit and whatnot.
Was Victor the guy I met that night?
Yes, he was in that picture. It was
that
me,
we
you, and him.
used to- okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he was really nice.
Yeah. So he's our bar manager. He does a great job.
But you know what? Everybody at that place is nice. I
Yeah.
mean, that all the servers, the staff, everybody I've ever met from the kitchen that comes out. I mean, they're all very, very nice.
Yeah, our whole thing is serve people with love and gratitude. The whole restaurant, we want everyone to. They're here to support us. We're happy to have them, and we want to treat them.
Especially
like they're eating at our
nowadays,
house.
is nowadays if you don't, they'll run
Yeah.
they'll run you out of
Oh, yeah.
business.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big thing.
Yeah.
So what do y'all work on now at the restaurant now? You have anything new coming up, dishes or anything like that coming up?
We've got a little bit of a menu change coming up. We didn't go too crazy right now. Just a few little tweaks
Yeah.
of things that we weren't selling. We're adding some shishito peppers and whatnot that we already have in house. But menu wise, not too many changes yet. We're going to give it a little bit more time before we
after
in and
cover,
do it. See what happens here the rest of the year and go from there.
And then do you only sell the one Widow Jane there?
They have the 10-year and the Applewood, and the 10-year is actually in their barrel-aged old fashioned. So that's the cocktail that y'all had. With the man candy. Yeah, that was the Widow Jane 10-year.
Is that when I was there the first time? Was it Widow Jane?
Not the first time. Okay, but this was recently. It's been
Yeah. All right. So let's talk about that a little bit because I want to. I'm gonna move these tables. This table doesn't have a shock absorber. I want to set it makes noise on the thing. I'm gonna set this here. Let's set that bacon up there on my beautiful little lazy Susan I have. I looked for them for a couple of years, and then my girlfriend said, "Man, I found one for you." I'm like, "No, you didn't." I said, "Oh, that's pretty."
Yeah, super fancy.
Super fancy. So, Ron, let's see. Look at that. You can see that really well. This is the man candy bacon. Y'all see that sheen on there. This is what I talked about. Let's put it up right there too, Ron. This is the stuff that I would drive 100 miles one way for, maybe 200 miles. But when you pair it with the whiskey, it is just. I mean, it's dangerous. Is what it is. Yeah. You better have an Uber.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna say right now.
It definitely you get that a little bit of that sweetness and you get that spice, man.
Yeah, you can tell some of the candy from the bacon and the pepper does fall into the drink, and I think it adds another level that you don't really expect.
It's the grease. It's the candy. Yep. I mean, it's the whole flavor profile. Yeah. And and the longer it sits there, the more it changes. Because what happened to me was if you drink it and you don't drink it for a little bit, you go back and taste it a little bit different. Still, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it gets better as it sits there. So and it is probably because of the candy.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with bacon fat wash anything.
No,
no. I'm all about it.
Can't go wrong with it.
But you can't eat it anymore.
I'll eat the fat wash. I'm not going to eat the meat. I have limitations, just not many.
Yeah, limitations. That's funny. That's funny. Now, you're all over the globe not the globe, but all over. I see you when I look at your social media. You're either here or this place or that place. Or?
Yeah, I do. Texas is my home base, but I do work whatever market I need to go to in order to spread the good word about booze. Drink better.
Well,
right?
but you're passionate about it because I go to I have a drink with Treys, and I go to a lot of liquor stores. I go to a lot of whiskey and wine there and stuff, and some of them are just really the and no offense because I like everybody, but when a rep comes out to rep something and there's no excitement or anything in their voice, it's not the same thing. No. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yep.
You've seen them, I'm sure.
Yep.
Some people are there because they're passionate, they love a job. Some people are there just for a job.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Well, and I was bartending and running bars for 25 years before I came on with this company.
I was going to ask you. Okay.
And I've turned down many distributor jobs or whatever the case may be because I didn't necessarily like everything that they had.
Right.
Whenever I stopped running bars, Las Almas Rotas was the last place, and I was just kind of at that point. I was just like, man, I haven't seen my family ever, in the past 15 years. So I'm just going to do something else. Spent 2 months looking for a job and came across the Samson and Surrey on a random site, and I was like, oh, let's see what happens. And because I saw 2 of the brands they had, I was like, oh, these brands literally changed my life. So I was like, okay, so let's get down.
So you worked with this brand before you went to work for them.
I had knew them. I have known about them, Mezcal Vago, tequila, and few whiskey, and Blue Coat. I've known about all of them. I've worked with them. I carried them at my bars. And then whenever the opportunity come up to work with such high quality, classy, family, oriented company, you don't pass that chance up, right? And it has been,
like
it's been a silver lining in everything that's happened in the past.
So before you got here, you were talking about that. Both of you kind of work for the same type of people, and it kind of shows because you both. I've never seen you not happy. I know. Listen, we all get bad moments when we get pissed off or whatever. But but as a major scope of things, you're always smiling, always pretty much living. Yep. And you too. I've been watching on social media. Yeah.
Gotta love what you do. Do it every day. Do it all day.
If you see my stuff, if you love what you do, you never work it down in your life. And that's really what I believe.
Yep.
So right.
Yeah. I get up as soon as I hit my feet in the floor. I'm just, what's going to happen today? What am I going to do today?
Yep. Exactly.
Where am I going to go? What can I get into? Where's the debauchery? And deliciousness.
Yep. Always.
That's all I do. So, what do you have anything coming up cool for Widow Jane or any tastings or anything around there?
Actually, I'm doing we have like whiskey clubs.
Sure.
So we're doing a whiskey club tasting group that they have. We're doing a talk with Lisa Wicker. We have.
That's your distiller.
That's our distiller and blender, and I'm doing like a for Monday coming up. I have like 20 spots left, but it's called the Widow Jane pre-shift and shift meal, and I'm samples of Widow Jane. I'm giving samples of Widow Jane and then some nosh to go with it.
Sure.
And we're going to sit down on a Zoom. That way it's kind of safe. You pick up your little basket at Jackson and go home. And then we're going to sit down for 30 minutes. I'm going to talk about Widow Jane, have a little class.
So
that's
cool.
That is.
Yeah.
So you get to taste, you get to kind of have, everybody has a little party, but you're in your own house.
Yeah.
You don't even need Uber.
Exactly. Yeah. You don't even need an Uber. You just got to go pick up your food and your booze and start having fun. Right.
That's neat.
Yeah. But I do stuff all the time. Like you said, you see me all over. I'm around.
So what? Let's lay out real quick for the website. So if somebody wants to find Widow Jane or the brand you handle, what are your social media handles?
So my personal ones are Stash and Booze and Samson and Surrey Chris Dempsey, I think is what it is. For Instagram, you can find us on Samson and Surrey TV, samsonandsurrey.com. Samson and Surrey TV, we have shows. 3 shows a week that we do. I host one Whiskey Wednesdays, and then I produce one Home Bars Live, and then we have agave sessions on Thursday.
Agave sessions, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and then we have some other. We're going to take a break from everything. We've been doing it literally every week for a year, and coming up with content. It's like, woo!
I know, hey, that is the content is the key.
Yep, it is the key.
It's the key. And if you go, and a guy told me a long time ago, a marketing guy told me this when all this started on 7-8 years ago. If you go dormant for less than 2 hours on social media on what you do, then you become irrelevant. That's how fast you become irrelevant. Yeah. I mean, it's just you've got to keep stuff out there all the time.
Yeah, like you were saying, you sometimes you spend 10 hours on social and you're just like over it, man. That's me too. I'm like, golly, I wish I could get rid of this for like 2 days, but then what's going to happen?
Yeah,
it's like
you know what happens. It's like when I was out of the country, when I was doing that stuff. What happens is if you don't look at your feeds, then that stuff starts falling off your feeds, and you got to go back because everything I need comes on my feeds. The alcohol, the drinks, the chefs, the destinations. But if you don't look at that for 2 or 3 days, they take it off your feeds.
Yeah.
People don't realize that they monitor everything you do. Yeah. Everybody's feed, everybody's home computer, desktop, whatever it is.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy.
It's the world we live in.
Yeah.
I saw a joke. I put a joke the other day on my Drink with Trey because I put jokes and cocktails and everything, and I put it said. I said I walked in this room and everybody got quiet. So he said, I just yelled at, "Hey Siri, what did these bitches say about me?" So and that's what you laugh, but that's what's happening.
Yeah,
you have that's why I don't have one of those things. But even your phones are listening because I can talk to you about a steak or you about a whiskey or 2 or 3 times, and then give it about an hour and I'll start showing up in my feed.
Yep. Yeah, man,
they're listening.
Oh yeah,
and you have to be okay with it, or
either don't deal with it. You either block yourself off from everything or you got to accept it, right?
Yeah, you go like those people go live in a mountain because that's the only way you're going to get out of it now.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, man.
It's like these people that try to commit a murder or something or crime and there's no cameras. Motherfucker, there are cameras everywhere. They are everywhere.
Yeah.
Bathrooms, ATMs. You can walk down the street 4 blocks and there's a camera, probably 1,500 cameras to see.
Every corner will catch you.
You can't get away with it. I don't know how a serial killer gets away with it nowadays if he does. I mean, I don't know. So what do you got coming up besides you got those dinners?
Yep, we got the dinners coming up, and then we'll start announcing after those dinners the next wine club and chef dinners after that.
And you just had your menu change.
Yeah, we'll be rolling out probably this next week.
Okay.
Yep.
And you said nothing really significant, just a few things?
Yeah, just a few little things that sold well and things that we tweaked a little bit.
Yeah. What about, have you had any new drinks in the bar or anything?
There might be a couple new cocktails. I know that we're working on another barrel-aged Manhattan. But other than that, I don't think nothing.
Does he make a lot of drinks too special by order? Craft drinks by order?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep. The bar is ready, prepared to make all that good stuff.
Yeah. See, I just not. I'm a ice and whiskey.
Yep.
Don't put anything in it. I don't want any sugar in it. Except for man can. That's different. But I don't want any Coca-Cola. I don't want any Pepsi. I don't want any Sprite. I don't want this much Coke and this much whiskey. I want this much whiskey and some ice. That's what I want. And I sip on it, and that's because you ruin the flavor profile if you. And plus, sugar gives you a massive hangover.
Yeah.
People, I drink margaritas all night. I don't want them so sick. I'll tell you why you're sick.
Well, there's a couple reasons. One, sugar, and two, you're probably not drinking a good tequila.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, that's probably right. That's awesome. Man, I really appreciate y'all coming in. This has just been fun, Chris. Thank you so much for adding,
it was a pleasure.
adding everything to our deal. And adding everything to our show was awesome. On the fly, too, thank you.
Yeah.
I just had the idea when he was coming because I love that whiskey there so much. I said, I think it'd be great for him to come in and talk with you. It was fun. Y'all going to do another one there, correct?
At some point we will. Yeah.
I
Wait till it gets a little colder.
Yeah.
So,
I
back into the winter.
I was going to say that's more of a winter type deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we have a bunch of new stuff coming up, and I want to pump this again because I like pumping myself. We got the best barbecue article coming out. The best. Hey, I want you to look at that deal right there. Look at that deal right there, real quick. Get those socks out. I'll give everybody socks. Best article coming out for Treys Chowdown for barbecue and burgers. Please look at it. www.treyschowdown.com. We'll see y'all again next week. Same time, same bad channel. Adios.